Hello, my name is Adam Stead, and as the pandemic recedes, I'm on a mission to understand what makes different venues successful. To that end, I'm interviewing some amazing people from different kinds of hospitality businesses to ask them what makes their business tick. This is Served With podcast, and you can find it on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. This week, I talked to Dan Brookman, the CEO of Airship and Toggle software businesses, and a long-time hospitality veteran who opened his own pub in Sheffield 2 decades ago. With a marketing legend like Dan on the show, I was keen to try my own business idea to see how well he thought it would work from a marketing standpoint.
No worries at all.
10 to 1, yeah. So, somebody's taken something out, that's good. Kel down. Oh, it's after that. Look at that, she's moved it. Okay. 3 o'clock. So I've got probably until, I could probably good till 2. I need to go and pick up a stand.
What I want to do with you today is just talk through my idea. I know a little bit about marketing because I work in it, but you know a fair bit more than me. And so what I wanted to do was, I was excited to put my hospitality idea to you.
Yep.
So I'm kind of coming at it from like a cynical marketing brain. I want something with high margins,
Yep.
and I want something that is going to stick in the minds of consumers so that I can take over the world.
And to their fingers.
Right, which brings us to the idea. So my idea was the International Chicken Bar. So
Yep.
the menu is going to be different chicken wings from around the world. So you have dishes that you have so actually I have created
Different sauces from around the world, or coverings. The chicken wings were probably all from here.
Yes, I've not sought. That's a crucial distinction. So I went to the trouble of building a menu.
Great.
You can see I've created a little logo. For those people listening, the logo is a chicken
Trumping.
that is also is meant to be a kind of airplane.
Okay. Trumping flying chicken.
But I can see I've already run into
Chickens don't fly.
which is that your impression of it is that it's breaking wind and chickens don't fly.
It's good. I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
And then what we've got is a menu that is split up by different places. So the names of the chicken are literally a city in a different country. So we've got Buffalo, New York, Kingston, Jamaica, Montreal, Seoul, Sichuan, Karachi, Lagos, and Glasgow.
Great.
Our very own. And that's kind of the core concept.
I like it.
What are your kind of big picture thoughts?
I think it's a very long name, so that's going to be problematic. But the idea is good. Chicken wings are high profit margin. They're an absolute favourite. They're a kind of a grab and go. Winner.
A loose idea of my menu. Probably at this stage I've not actually sorted out my suppliers, so there's going to be some refinement that goes on there.
Sure.
Can I take this to investors?
Well, I think you'd probably need a little bit of a cash flow projection and a monetary projection behind it first, and maybe a location and a little bit of a business case maybe.
So location, that's still the single most important marketing decision for any hospitality business.
Unless you do what several have done, and they launch as a dark kitchen.
Yeah.
And test out an audience. And then if it picks up traction, then find a location. Because then you can take your business plan to an investor and say, look, we've been operating for 6 months in this location, and
Yep.
we've generated X amount of revenue, and now we're going to open a place.
You would choose to be a dark kitchen over the market route?
I wouldn't actually. I'd go for a location.
Would you?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Just all guns blazing, basically. Not doing things by half. Yeah, I'd find a great location. And I'd do my research, and I'd launch it.
So I probably want location-wise then, obviously high footfall.
Yep.
You said not super centre, just out of centre. What's the reason for that?
Yeah, well, in Sheffield, the city centre's a bit dead. because the students live outside the city centre, and this isn't a late night thing. And the students don't come into the city centre until they've all had a very good drink at home beforehand. Yeah. And then they go into the city centre to the clubs and stuff. So I think that you're not quite suburbia, but a mile outside the city centre, in a studenty area, but also kind of family area. It's kind of condensed in Sheffield, so it's quite good.
There's an American term.
Okay.
I'm just going to drop on the table. Drop on the table and see how you react.
Yeah.
Downtown.
So 80s. So 80s.
But I would be better off setting up this kind of restaurant in downtown.
Yep, the farting chicken. Yep.
That's a more memorable name than the International Chicken Bar, the farting chicken.
Yeah.
That's the
As
first...
you drop them into the fryers, they always... Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't work, would it? You'd have animal rights problems and all sorts. You'd just basically be turning people off. You've got your menu.
I've got my menu, got my location.
Costed.
Everything's costed.
Yeah, you got a bit of projection.
What kind of price? Is there? Do I need to think too much about price? Is it just a case of actually working out my margins and going, I need a healthy margin? I
think so. And then obviously you're gonna have to work out your margins, but you're also gonna have a look at your competition, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because there's no point in going in at $9.95 if somebody's doing them down the road at $6.95. You need to think about what it is, and then you need to think about your upsells. And where you might get some additional revenue from.
I would counter you that chicken is one of these great things, which is that it is a if I can use more dated terms, it's a lowbrow food that you can kind of premiumize.
Yeah, you're not going to go in at £3 over their price, are you? Even at premiumised, if they're side by side.
Yeah.
And you're fighting for the same audience. I mean, you might get away with a couple of quid, but I think you need to be reasonably careful as to how you're differentiating yourself.
But if that was
a chicken wing is a chicken wing.
I would I would say Morley's, and these are both great businesses, but I would say Morley's is a different proposition to Wingman's.
Okay.
Because Wingman's has got to be twice the price of Morley's, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't know. And don't look at the price. I don't look at the price.
This is Served With podcast, and this is part 2 of my time with Dan Brookman, a hospitality veteran and CEO of not one, but 2 hospitality marketing companies. I'm pitching my business idea, the International Chicken Bar, and now Dan's about to give his thoughts on the big launch.
Okay, so you've got your store.
I've got my store, I'm set up.
Yep.
Nobody's coming through the door yet.
Yep.
I've not done any marketing.
I don't think you've opened though yet. So I think the key to this is that if you're opening a new business up like this, if you're opening a new location, you're pre-marketing to that launching. And Thunderbird Chicken's opening in Clapham tomorrow with a new site. It's about generating all of that noise.
Why is it important to launch rather than to just... Because I can make a counter argument, which is that the location's either going to sit closed or it's going to sit open. I'm just going to open it and then do all my marketing, and people will come more and more as I do more marketing.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think nowadays what you need to do, if you're going to have a soft launch and have a week where you're training your staff and you're getting your operational efficiencies and you're sorting it all out and you're making sure the stock's flowing and that the new fryer that you've put in is doing the right temperature and the sauces are working and everything else. So no problem in doing a soft launch. Then actually, you get your staff absolutely amazing, and then you go hard, and then you do a main launch, and maybe you're going to give away 5,000 free wings.
How do I know how much I'm actually going to budget for the launch?
Yep.
And what should I do?
Yep. I think that obviously what you want to do, because of your audience, is nail the social channels. So you're going to put some money into that.
Okay.
Maybe you're going to identify local influencers and invite them along to a pre-launch where they come down and try your wings.
And actually, it's just a case of getting a nice camera and taking lots of nice food pictures.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't really need to be about the food pictures when you start, because you're the international chicken bar.
Yeah.
So you could be really focusing down on the countries where you're going to launch your chicken wings first, as far as the sauces,
right,
and what you're coating them in, because that's got a nice angle to it. Because it's about the story, isn't it? You want people to engage with the brand, not really engage with the chicken wing yet. You're not open yet. You're trading up. You've got a member of staff. You've got some nice big window decals saying coming soon. It's got some interaction with that, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that's how I would go about it, because from the get-go, what you want to be doing is building that data, and whether that data's in followers, and whether that data's engagement, or that hopefully that then converts to your CRM and could be MailChimp, could be Airship. As far as your database, then you're starting to build some momentum.
Yes. So I'm doing a big wings giveaway, and then I'm probably going and getting people to distribute just material at like student union and things in order to get the word out.
Yeah.
Anything else?
International Chicken Bar. So I'd be running a value exchange from day one, basically.
What do you mean by value exchange?
It's really straightforward. I'd call it the International Chicken Bar.
You'd call it the farting chicken.
I'd call it the CIA. I'd say join the CIA, which is the Chicken International Aficionados Club.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And basically, I'd create a value exchange, and what that is just an entity that people belong to. So that's the thing that they buy into, and that sets out your store from day one as to how you're going to engage with your customers. Whether you then plug in loyalty or whether you plug in other things to that, it's just a really simple way from the get-go to say, this is who we are. We value you. We're going to do this for you. We're recruiting a bunch of people to become our aficionados, to be part of this thing, and we'd like you to be part of it. Okay, and everybody becomes part of that thing. And then from the get-go, you are talking to those customers in a certain way. It's part of your brand messaging. It's part of your background, and people engage with that much easier than ad hoc stuff. And because with the digital ordering, the store kit side of things, you know the recency of visit, you know the frequency of visit. You can affect that then with your marketing to see who your best CIAs are. Or who the ones that are dropping off, so you get to know about recency and frequency, and monetary as well. You know who's always up spending and who's not, who's spending on a Wednesday and who's not coming in on a weekend. So I would be thinking about that value exchange around those different things and thinking what will drive more visits. How do we get people to how do we get to know who our Deliveroo customers are, or our Uber Eats customers, or our Just Eat customers? Yep. So you've got your noise. You've created a little bit of social chatter. You've got your value exchange set up, so people know why they're engaging with you and what they're going to get in return.
Yep.
You're probably on Deliveroo and on Just Eat. If you've been really clever with the location, you've put in a separate hatch and a little bit of a nice area where the drivers can wait for the orders without disturbing the consumers that are visiting to eat inside.
This is Served With podcast, and we're entering part 3 of my time with Dan Brookman, a hospitality veteran and CEO of not one, but 2 hospitality marketing software companies. I'm pitching my business idea, the International Chicken Bar, and Dan's about to give his thoughts on how I should be getting the data that is going to power my marketing strategy going forward. So I'm ready to start the first 20 locations. You know, I'm raring to go. It's doing okay.
Yep.
There's not as many people as I would like.
Okay.
We've got so let's start with the data capture. So you mentioned data in terms of actually getting the contact addresses of different customers who are coming through.
Email, SMS.
Email and SMS.
Yep.
How would you get that data? What's the best way?
Okay, so obviously you've got your value exchange, that mailing list sign up where people are just going to your website, they're seeing links on social media, they're engaging, they want to win a lifetime or their own body weight in wings.
Wow.
That's one of the prizes.
That's a good prize.
Good prize.
It's going to play well in the student newspapers.
It really is, and you're going to be terrified at the possibility of who might win. The difference between profitability and not. So you've basically you've got the data, and then you've got your click and collect solution, your order and pay solution, your store kit solution.
Absolutely. This is the moment where we shamelessly self-promote store kit.
And on the store kit solution, there's a really logical opt-in section. So you're not just collecting data under, I'm going to say it, the Privacy and Electronic Communication Regulation 2012.
Wow.
You're actually getting a good GDPR. So do you want to be part of the CIA? Tick box here. So you've got all of that data, and that's the richest data that you're going to get is from StoreKit. Besides that, you can get single-use voucher data. So as people are using promotions, and when they sign up, they might get a voucher that can use back through StoreKit, or they might use a voucher they're redeeming in store. Toggle is obviously a gift card platform, a stored value gift card, so you get data from that. You get data from your website when people sign up. You could put in Wi-Fi, but I don't think you would, because there's not really a lot of people hanging around in there to sign up to the Wi-Fi. Customer feedback. Really good reference point for data, because you can put your stickers on your Deliveroo boxes and your Uber Eats boxes. You could put a sticker on the receipt. Or a QR code on the receipt, and you can put it on the packaging, and also you can trigger an email or a text message post that transaction on the on StoreKit, just to say how was it for you. And within that, you don't have to ask them a million questions. You can just ask them one, and that is the ultimate question, which is, would you recommend the International Chicken Bar to your friends and family and colleagues? So literally the ultimate question, which is Net Promoter Score 0 to 10.
The NPS is actually the standard indication of how
sentiment
of your product or service.
Based on a recent transaction, importantly.
Yes, and it's the one kind of everybody uses.
It is.
I don't know whether it's the best one or whether it's just the standard one.
Well, it's written by Fred Ryan. Oh God, I can't remember. That's terrible. It's looked after by a company called Bain & Co. It is a book called The Ultimate Question. Many hundreds or thousands of organisations use it worldwide, and the Net Promoter Score is a score that you can then analyse and know by day of week, by time of day. You can then tie it back to individual staff members. You can do so much with it, and really what you'd be able to do with StoreKit and the basket data is tie it back to the basket and an item. So it could just be that Jamaican sauce is just not doing it for people. Or it could just be that on a Wednesday afternoon, when it's the manager's afternoon off, Net Promoter Score goes down because actually the staff just aren't really on it, basically.
So actually, in terms of my marketing then, over the lifetime of the International Chicken Bar, after launch, I can do all of the marketing activities I want, but the most important thing, true or false, is the Net Promoter Score.
No, I don't think. I think it's something that plays into the mix. I think you want to keep an eye on it, and you need to understand it. But as much as Net Promoter Score from triggering an email, you've also got to look at your Google reviews. You've got to have a look at your Facebook reviews if you're on there, and you've got a Facebook page. So you need to be looking at what's being said online as well. It's not just about measuring feedback.
Things are looking up. My Net Promoter Score did crash after I launched England Chicken, but I was able to identify the problem and rescue it before it affected those all-important Google reviews. Having weaned my Deliveroo customers onto my StoreKit or Toggle, I now have a steady drip of customer data coming into my CRM, and I can begin to think about using that data to make decisions about my menu and business, or to run outbound campaigns to target audiences. I'm really interested to hear how Dan is going to advise me to use that data to open my next 20 chicken shops and ultimately displace KFC.
We recommend like 100 automated emails a year per person, okay, connected to a hospitality business. Now, not many of our clients do that. Maybe we're up at 60 now with some customers. And what we're looking at is birthday journeys, welcome journeys, retention journeys, reactivation journeys, loyalty journeys, pop. Feedback journeys, and all of those things, excluding transactional emails around purchase and booking. So all of those automations, basically, if you think about how many emails you get from Netflix and how many you get from Amazon and how many you get on a daily basis, your favourite brands are just pushing something into your inbox based on the context. Oh, it's your birthday on Friday. Why don't you bob in and we've got 5 free chicken wings ready for you. Just pick your favourite country, and it's everything just needs to flow.
Right. 100 emails per. So for me as a customer of the International Chicken Bar, I should be receiving 100 emails over the course of the year.
Yeah, of course the year.
One email every 3 days.
Yep.
I'm going to say that's really annoying.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. But you're not going to unsubscribe. What you're going to do is just swipe and archive the email, and then you're going to wait for that subject line that jumps out to you. Then you open that email and then you engage with the brand. It's not going to annoy you because as a Gen Z or a millennial or as a Gen A, you've got absolutely shed loads of email coming through to your inbox all the time. And you've probably not got an inbox. You've got an inbox that's email as well as SMS, as well as WhatsApp messages, as well as TikTok messages and Instagram and all of that. It's just feeding through and you're not getting annoyed by anything really. All you're doing is scanning your phone.
And then in terms of how I actually spend my time doing marketing, big chunk of it is email marketing.
Well, it's automation. I mean, that is those. Once you've got those journeys set up, all you'll be doing is that once a week you'll be logging in, you'll be looking at those different audiences that you've got. But hopefully, if you've only got a single site and you're short of time and short of resource, you'll just be thinking about it's Wing Wednesday. We're going to run a new promotion, or the Notting Hill Carnival's on, or something's happening locally that you can latch onto, and you can send out an email to everybody and just say, hey, if you're out and about this week, don't forget we're there on the high street. Call in and whatever this slogan is around picking your favourite country. Where are you going today? We've got 12 places to visit.
Here's an interesting question. So in terms of the way that obviously people talk about marketing, it's all very familiar, but you kind of talk about like prospects and top of funnel, and then you talk about maybe one-time customers, and then you talk about loyalists, basically, if you've got a repeat buying proposition like a chicken bar. Where is it actually most worthwhile to spend my time as a marketer for this kind of business?
So you need to understand who those promoters are, who those best customers are. So you've got probably about 5% of your customers probably delivering about 20% of your revenue. Okay. So those 5% of those customers, you're like, who are those customers? And you go to your CRM, hopefully Airship. And you go to Airship and you go, tell me those 5%. And we go, hey, here you go, those are those 5%. And then it blows your mind because it goes, they're 48 years old and they're from Sheffield. And they love a fucking chicken wing. And you're like, oh no, we've been going after the Gen Zs and the Gen As.
All this time trying to use GIFs on the social
and it's
feed.
that guy over there.
That was Served With Podcast, and you've been listening to one of 100 emails about my restaurant, The Farting Chicken, in downtown Sheffield. Whether you're Gen Z or a 48-year-old man, our wings are smothered in sauces from your favourite cities around the world, and they're always free on your birthday with a valid ID. If that piques your curiosity, enter our competition to win your body weight in chicken, available to anybody under 75 kilograms, or check out our Google reviews, which are very good because we link to them to anybody who enters a high net promotion score. Or, if you prefer, hit subscribe on this podcast and we'll have more conversations with more people like Dan for you. Served With is brought to you by StoreKit, my employer. StoreKit is mobile ordering for ambitious operators. We're the easiest software on the market. That's easiest for your customers, easiest for your team, and easiest for you, including for those all-important marketing efforts. Airship and Toggle are the two businesses run by Dan. Airship is a hospitality CRM, the tool which will enable to reach out to your customers via SMS and email and manage your hundreds of annual emails with a couple of hours a week. Toggle is a hospitality commerce platform. They have 350 brands across 3,000 locations, which sell gift cards, experiences, retail products, and pay it forward. They're e-commerce for hospitality. Finally, I would like to dedicate this episode to Maryland Chicken on Horsefair Street in Leicester. It's opposite Firebug, which I think was the only pub with a 5 a.m. licence in the city in which I grew up. We used to double dip on junk food and pair several wings with savour items from the McDonald's at 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I can't tell you honestly that they were the best wings, but they're always the ones I would choose.